afternoon coffee break now, and this one is a very tough topic to talk about for me because I think this is ignorance in itself, and I think people need to understand why it is ignorance. Pastor Carlton Funderburke is going viral for his comments he made during the Sunday service of August the 7th. He's in Kansas City, Missouri. He went viral for berating his congregation for failing to buy him an expensive watch. I cannot make this up. The video was on TikTok. It was shown. I've watched it. I've seen it. They're not lying. In that video, the Church of the Wells in Kansas City can be heard calling his congregation poor, broke, busted, and disgusted. The pastor was specifically upset that they have not been able to purchase a Movado watch, which ranges in the price from $400 to $3,300, despite making it clear he wanted one months prior. I'm not worth your McDonald's money. I'm not worth your Red Lobster money. I ain't worth your St. John knit. Y'all can't afford it no how. He said all this during this Sunday, August 7th service. I ain't worth your Louis Vuitton. I ain't worth your Prada. I'm not worth your Gucci. Then he told the church members that he was going to let them know what God is saying. And began to repeat. Oh, you could buy a Movado watch at Sam's Club that I asked for one last year. And here it is all the way in August. And I still ain't got it. Let me kick down the doors and talk to my cheap sons and daughters. Now, in this, it's possible that he could be using a metaphor to illustrate a theological point about prioritizing God, with the pastor representing God and the watch representing his obedience to the church. But that idea seems unlikely considered. Mr. Funderburke apologized for the outburst after it went viral. And this is what he said. In the apology, Mr. Fundle said there in the clip that it does not reflect my heart on the sentiments towards God's people, yet it's not discernible in that clip. He apologized further and did not attempt to explain why he was so enraged over his congregation failing to buy him a watch during the period of sky-high inflation. No context could erase the words I used. I apologize to all the people that have been hurt or angered in any way damaged by my words. For those who know and love me, thank you for your support. For those who now know me because of this video clip, I regret that your first impressions of me is one of anger, hate, and resentment. You damn right. Because what you just did just deliberately show who you are. If that clip would have never made it out, you probably would have never apologized. Your greediness in the church shows, and this has been going on for years, not just in his church, but in so many other churches. As we grew up, you seen it, girl. You seen it. The greediness of the church from a pastor who don't give good spiritual lessons about the Bible, about your life, is always about the money. It's all about that greed. You can't buy your own watch. You can't buy your own watch. But you are deliberately sitting up there on that pulpit trying to tell people about this watch that you want, materialistic things. You want people to bow down to you because you're supposed to be the pastor, and the congregation just supposed to come running up to you and bending down on their knees for you. When you say jump, they say how high. Please. It don't work like that. You are a pastor that is supposed to be an advisor to people. Not advising to buy you something that you want because you feel like you are entitled to it. This is the problem with the church nowadays. And people act like that this is just a brand new thing happening. It's been happening for years. This has been going on for centuries. This is nothing new. It's just that now that we got cameras and people are more bold to put it out to exploit people like him is why people are so shocked. What are your thoughts? Two things. One, your whole damn congregation don't owe you shit. Right. That's the first thing. Right. The second thing is this. People are gonna hate me for saying this, but this is where I'm coming to terms with. This is why I'm starting to hate people with the titles of reverend, pastor, bishops, because they're using that to further internalize that they feel they have a bigger connection to God versus everybody else in the congregation. Like you just said, this is for the base of being an advisor, being the pastor, being the bishop, being all those things, having those titles. It's meant for you to be an advisor, not for you to sit up here and use this for eternal abuse of power. Right. Right. Yes. That to me really explains that if you're going to use, pastor, reverend, bishop, take that shit off now. That's just how I feel. Take that off because you're not really using that to advise anything. You're not really using that to advise nothing to your congregation. We've already met some greedy pastors. We already have seen greedy pastors. Those motherfuckers that decide that they don't even want to pass the baton to the younger generation so they can take over. Now you're sitting here, you're dead, and you're fucking stuck. You don't know where the fuck to go. You don't know where to go. But you want to get mad at your congregation because of a watch? What you said in an apology was nothing but hot garbage. It was garbage. I don't believe a word you said. I don't believe it because you don't sit there and you don't owe it to your congregation to spill how you feel about some damn watch. The hell with you and that watch. That frustrates me. When I see people like him, that frustrates me. Okay. And we're sitting here twiddling our thumbs. We're sitting here trying to figure out, damn, what, how much more further can we go with this? It gets worse and worse. If sexual abuse don't come in, if that type of attitude don't come in, what's next? That the pastor's gonna start walking out now and protest because the congregation don't appreciate them? I'm done with this. That's all I got to say about it. That just frustrates me. That's all I have.